All right, put your hands together for the CSL Dallas music team. And we want to say thank you for joining us today, no matter where you are in the world. We're grateful that you can be in community with us. And as a reminder, each day is an opportunity to make a meaningful change. We come together for inspiration, education, and especially celebration. And all this month, we are learning how to live from the inside out. So join me in starting today off by putting your hands together for the CSL Dallas Music Team.
Good morning, CSL Dallas. So good to be with you on this morning. Not freezing, not raining, and the sun is shining. Thank you for being with us in the sanctuary. Thank you for being with us if you're streaming online. My name's Joe Tinker. I'll be your platform assistant today, kind of get you tuned up on some of the things coming up very quickly here at CSL Dallas. But before we begin, let us read our purpose statement together, affirming that we are radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, transforming lives, and so it is. Fantastic. Hey, did you know if you're not a member at CSL Dallas, you're missing out on valuable opportunities. Learn more about what it means to become a member. Attend our new member orientation where you'll explore our organization and how it works. Most importantly, learn how you can share your gifts and talents to make this a richer and deeper spiritual home for everyone. This is offered in person and online. It's beginning at noon Central Standard Time on Sunday, February 4th, so that's next Sunday. And a light lunch is included for attendees here on campus. You at home, grab something out of the fridge. Now is also a great time to remind you that we will be having our annual meeting, annual member meeting, and awards, and a potluck lunch, and that's February 18th, and that'll be right after the celebration here in the sanctuary. So this is a great way to learn about the life of our community, where we've been and where we're going, and to give you the opportunity to give your input into decisions and the direction and the things that we'll be doing moving forward. We also elect new leaders, and we celebrate our amazing volunteers and the accomplishments of the past. So please plan to be here and enjoy those special awards. You can find out more about the event and visit our website to do that. Go to the date on the events calendar, which was February 18th, and learn all about it. Now, whether you're joining us for the first time today or you've been connected for years, you are welcome. However you found us, whether you're online or here in person, we love you, we love being together with you, and we're glad that we are together. You can stay in the know by following us on social media. Leave us a Google review. Sign up for our weekly newsletter and inspirational text. Here's how you do that. There's a Connect card at the tables in the back of the sanctuary. Fill one of these out and leave it in the basket there, and we'll get you dialed in on texts and emails that keep you tuned up during the week and keep you in the know of what is happening so you are connected. All right, that's it for now. Now's the opportunity to settle in this morning with our music team, Cleo, Aaron, Stephanie, and Valerie, and as we go deep within to center with our practitioner, Cindy.
Be the peace that you want to see. Be joy and be harmony. Hold light for those who do not see. Have faith for those who don't believe. Be all you want to see. For you.
To go within into that deep place within your heart, within your very soul, that place where that indwelling peace lives within each of us, knowing that peace that passes all understanding dwells within us, regardless of what's happening outside of ourselves. Out in the world, within our lives, we are grounded in this peace, like that mighty oak, deeply rooted, unable to waver from that knowing, that spiritual truth of peace, the peace within each of us. And I know that unconditional love that dwells within comes through along with that peace out into the world as we greet other people in the world, people we know, people we don't know. That peace that comes from within, that light that's within each of us, expresses outward, bringing together that peace that we wish to see in the world. And it's from that place that we come together today, grounded in that peace, grounded in that love. That is our spiritual truth. And as we know this truth, we come together and affirm it by saying, and so it is.
Who don't believe, be all you want. Everything that I need to know about what lies before me, everything that I need to know about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything that I need to do about what lies before me, everything that I need to do about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything that I need to accept about what lies before me, everything that I need to accept about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything that I need to accept about what lies before me, everything that I need to accept about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me, through the mind of God within me, through the mind of God within me, through the mind of God within me. In my world, in my life, there is truth to be revealed. Through it all, I believe there is nothing to be healed. All is well. All is well. I'm living the light of my truth. I'm living the light of my power. and those I love, and all the spaces that lie between. Through our tears and through our joys, God is waiting to be seen. All is well. All is well. I'm living the light of my truth. I'm living the light of my power. Though darkness falls around me, I speak these words into the night. I'm living the light of my peace. I'm living the light of my joy. I'm living the light of my strength. I'm living the light. I'm living the light. Oh, I'm living the light. I'm living the light.
Beautiful. Thank you, Cleo, and thank you to our band. And so lovely to remember that we are constantly and always living the light, for the light is always living as us. So we're finishing up our Principles and Practices conversation. Thank you so much to Dr. Tracy Brown for taking a section of it last week. It's so interesting. We have these conversations on the Minister's Listserv. Apparently, the first 4 Sundays were Basic Principles of the Science of Mind was Dr. Ernest Holmes in 1954. Giving a series of talks, introductory talks, in January on the science of mind. And so this is one of the reasons why we do this virtually every January, because we want us to understand that there is a powerful recognition of consciousness. There is an identifiable way of describing reality. And there are tools that we can learn and use in our own lives. We're not here doing something woo-woo. It's not just about feeling good. It's not just, oh, if I just think positively, everything will work out, right? All of those things are partially true. But there's actually a profound understanding of the nature of reality that if we will spend the time to work with and shift the way in which we frame life, the way in which we hold reality, it truthfully changes everything. And so that's what we're here to do, is transform lives. And we transform lives by standing in a different place when we look at and think about what's really going on here and how our life works. And so it's also fundamental to our topic for the year, living from the inside out. Because one of the things we recognize is that all of life is run by this beautiful law of cause and effect, the spiritual principles, and the creative process, and all of these things that we've been talking about over the last 2 weeks. And as we take that up, we really recognize that we participate in authoring our own lives. We're not running the universe. You can put that mantle down. We're not general manager of the universe, and we're not managers of anybody else's life, right? But we are authoring our own lives, and there is so much that we can do when we recognize the spiritual truth of what's going on. It really shifts, and one of the most significant shifts is that we learn to live from the inside out. So we have been talking about the science of mind. As you know, I like to translate that into the science of consciousness. I think that is more indicative of how we would understand it today. And we're talking about principles, practices, methods, and we've been beating the drum of education. How important it is to spend time in learning these things and really diving into it. And yes, you can all do philosophy, whether you like it or not. We're all capable of it. And this is what we study. We study metaphysics. And Ernest Holmes says science of mind is the study of first causes. It is the study of the nature of reality and our place in it. And so that's what we're doing this whole month, to give us a solid ground to stand on. So what is a principle? If you've been coming for the last 4 weeks, if you've been participating with this online, you already know this, but we're you know, repetition, 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 right? That's how this works. So it's a principle is the fundamental truth or proposition that serves as the foundation for a system of belief, behavior, or for a chain of reasoning. And we all have these foundational principles in our own mind. The question is, have we paid attention to what they are? And do we want to rewrite them into something that really allows us to live in this spiritual point of view? The CSL definition of a practice is the actual application or use of an idea or belief as opposed to the theories relating to it. And there's this fabulous statement that Ernest Holmes says. He says, in this kind of thought, we indulge in way too much theory and too little practice. We like talking about it, don't we? I'm one with spirit. Oh, it's all love. And it's wonderful. And I'm going to write. And every once in a while, I find myself making exactly the same rookie mistake over and over and over and over again, which is talking about it, and then being confronted in something in my own life and going right back to the old ways. Right, and that's the moment of application, to apply it rather than just to live by the theories. And then, of course, we teach all kinds of methodology, lots of methods, which are systematic procedures, techniques, or modes that help us practice principles. So these methods can be applied to lots of the different practices. They're not like a one-to-one relationship, but there are these practices that we do focus on in our programs to help us apply the principles. So these three things nest together. So we've been talking about the various principles and practices kind of in chunks, and we're on the last chunk. And the last chunk that we think, of course, is, I don't know, it's probably always the most interesting, oopsie, and that is, who are we? Who are we in this grand scheme of things? Who are we is a fundamentally important question, and it's so important to think about the place we stand from which we answer the question. Are we people, are we traumatized people who are wounded? Are we people who are making something happen in our life? Are we in alignment with the infinite reality, allowing it to flow through us? Are we co-creators? Do you see the answer to that question, the different ways in which we answer that question, differentiates the ways in which we engage with our own life. Are we victims of circumstances, or are we, in fact, authors of the experiences that we're having? Who are we? And all of these beautiful images right here are images of our children, our Joy Village program before the pandemic. And one of the things that we know is that when you look at a young child, you see something true, don't you? Right? You see something true, something powerful. And there is that glimmer of light. And and the question is, how does that glimmer of light mature into a self-conscious being? Because I don't know about you, But I certainly felt over the course of my childhood, I felt that light grow dim. And actually, I felt the need to protect myself. I learned at 4 years old that I did not live in a safe universe, that my home was not safe, and that my light was not appreciated. And so I learned how to cloak that. I watched my son do that, even though he was raised in the science of mind, when he when he hit middle school. When he hit middle school, I watched that protective cloak begin to grow. And it's part of the developmental process. We have to find ourselves as individual human beings so that we can grow back into the light. But the point then is, as adults, to do it consciously. And if we can give our children a leg up like we do in Joy Village, while my son had a very difficult 10 years, right, that light is returning now, but he's choosing it. Do you see the difference? Yeah, right. Who we are as self-conscious beings who choose the light, not because we unconsciously are the light, but because we have been through the darkness. And we choose the light. Thank you so much, Cleo, for singing that song. Right? Over and over and over and over again, this is our choice. And so we have some principles that help us ground in the idea that this is not just, oh, isn't it nice to think that's who we are? But to actually describe the nature of reality as we understand it. So our answer to who we are is the principle of that we are spiritual beings. We are spiritual beings. That is the truth of who we are. The one infinite reality is both transcendent and immanent. So everything that we've done up until this point, all the principles that we've been exploring, all have to do with a transcendent life. The infinite reality beyond form and creation that is not being created by human beings. So here we are as us. The infinite reality is both transcendent and immanent, right? So we recognize this beautiful statement, the highest God and the innermost God is actually one God. Whether we are pointing to the mystery out here or the essential truth of who we are, we're actually pointing to the same thing. One is universal, one is individualized. Individual human beings are spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe, having a human experience. This is actually our true nature. And so our job is to wake up in consciousness to have this experience, to recognize this reality. And one of the best ways in which we do this, right, is we move into nature. We remember when we talked about creation is beautiful and it's fundamentally good. And it is an expression of the divine. It is an expression of life, wanting to be all that it can be. Well, we're that in microcosm. And many of you know we just came back from a 10-day trip or 8-day trip in Costa Rica. We took our spiritual group. We went on a sacred travel. It's basically we go on retreat. We just go to cool places. And we go to have these amazing experiences. And so we spent 3 days in the tropical jungle of Costa Rica, and the plants and the animals and seeing the sloth and seeing these itty-bitty little green frogs, this big with their big red eyes and their big red feet. We did a night walk through the jungle, and it was like, oh my God, it was magic. It was magic. And we were a part of it, right? And so when we can experience our oneness with nature, we begin to reveal to ourselves, oh, that's right. That's our true nature too. And if we can look at a waterfall or a sunset or a little itty-bitty frog or this night walk was really mind-blowing. So this little purple snake kind of curled up on this little branch, this little purple iridescent snake. It was like, why does it have to be so beautiful? Well, why not? Because it is beautiful. Do you see? And when we can see it, we're not the great exception, right? We're not left out of the equation. And we're the place where consciousness can see that beauty. I'm not certain that the frog looks into the little pond and says, wow, you look pretty cool today. I love your green. But could I have blue eyes? I don't really like the red. I don't think the frog is doing that. I think the frog is just being beautiful, just being itself, doing its thing, right? And so consciousness is now revealing itself in an individualized way so that this beauty can be seen and known and expressed and experienced. This is our true nature. Our biology is the vehicle through which this true nature is expressed. We need our biology to function in the space-time continuum, but it is not our true nature. It is the way in which we are embodied and experiencing and expressing in this particular life. And so the next principle of who we are is that fundamentally we are free. Freedom is the birthright of every individual. We are free to choose and create our experience of life, regardless of the circumstances. Now, does this mean circumstances don't impact us? Of course not. But we are free to choose how we engage, how we respond, and how we co-create what's going on. Right, all the way from changing our perspective. Think about Viktor Frankl's beautiful book, Man's Search for Meaning, speaking from the Holocaust, from the Nazi concentration camp, and writing, they can take everything away from me, but they cannot take my dignity as a human being. That is being an author of one's own life, right? Everything from changing one's perspective to having something going on and absolutely trusting and expecting that good will come of it, to deciding to co-create something entirely different, to co-creating a life that is filled with meaning and contribution and the expression of our own personal skills, right? All of those things constitute our freedom. And we are free to tell the story that we are limited victims, bound by our circumstances, unable to be or do any different. We are also free to do that. That's what freedom means. We are free to make a mess with our life. That's freedom I can do without. And yet, our freedom to make messes is the very thing that allows us to go, oh, that was a mess. Maybe I shouldn't do that again. That's not actually the kind of life I want to have. Do you see the very freedom to use these laws and to understand who we are allows us then to learn and grow as spiritual beings having this human experience. And so when we can really get a hold of our freedom, whether it's the freedom to think a new thought, or it's the freedom to take a new road, or it's a freedom to make a new choice, do you see these freedoms? This is the freedom that we want to consciously exercise as spiritual beings. And when we do that, then we achieve a state called heaven. And in the West, we call it heaven. In the East, they call it enlightenment. It is that state where our true nature is forever on display, and it is the place from which we live. Heaven or enlightenment is the state of the awareness of our true nature, that the truth of our being is actually more causal than the trauma. The truth of our being is actually more causal than the diagnosis. The truth of our being is actually more causal in the creation of something new than our fear. Do you see? It is the state of awareness of our true nature. We experience our true nature to the degree we become conscious of it. That's why we have all the practices, is to help us become conscious and to fully experience this true nature. We actively seek to know the true nature of each and every individual and celebrate each individual's unique expression of it, right? That's what it means to be radically inclusive. That's what it means. to recognize the true nature of each and every individual and to celebrate that and the expression of that. And this experience, this sentence doesn't make sense. So this is a typo, sorry about that. This experience of our true nature is sure to be attained by all. I don't know how that by all got up there. Actually, it should be at the end of the sentence. Yeah, Petra didn't have her slides proofed, right? That's what this will tell you. This experience of our true nature is sure to be attained by all. Right, so we understand heaven to be a state of consciousness. It is something that is available right here and right now, and nobody is excluded. Nobody is excluded, ever. And this idea that it's true, it's bound to be attained by all, is fundamentally predicated on our final principle, the principle of eternal life. The one infinite reality is eternal. We believe in the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual forever and ever expanding. This is why we know it's sure to be attained by all, because we have eternity. We do. Now, this doesn't mean we should be apathetic about this life, right? Because every move into greater consciousness makes a difference in the revelation of our true nature and in our ability to experience and co-create beautiful expressions of life. But the truth is, this isn't the only chance we get. If we are immortal, eternal, and continuing on, we were before we were born and we will be after we die. This we can be assured of. And because we can be assured of that, we can be assured that we will continue to grow in our consciousness. We will continue forever to grow in our expanded experience of this true nature, of ourselves, of each other, of life. And as our consciousness expands and grows, right, that whole experience of life continues to expand and grow. So, while we don't have to be afraid of the outcomes of what's happening next, we can really trust that just as we are developing here, so we will continue forever to develop and grow. It is actually an infinite universe and an infinite reality. And so if we are individualized expressions of that infinity, do you see there is an infinite expansion that is available to us? Do you see? There's no limits to that, which means that we must have eternity to continue to expand into that infinite nature. This is the truth of who we are. We don't have to earn it, can't be lost, we can't get out of it, can't be taken away. Oh, we can forget, we can turn our back on it, but there's nothing outside of us or in the infinite that is removing us from it. Nothing. And our acceptance of it, right, going back to our true nature, heaven and enlightenment is the state of awareness of our true nature. Right? And so all the practices and all these things, the methodologies, are all about exploring and growing our awareness of our true nature so that we can live from it. So how do we discover our true nature and our purpose? These become some more of the practices that we talk about and that we teach you how to do in all of our classes. Or different classes have different focuses. Foci, is that right? Oh gosh, I'm so educated. And so that's what all of our, every class has its individual focus, and so to really experience our true nature, we really do believe in direct revelation. If you are an individualized expression of this one infinite reality, your true nature can be directly revealed to you. Now, this doesn't mean you download like a new poem, or it doesn't mean you download a business plan. That's something else that's going on. But direct revelation is the awareness and the experience that we have. We've talked about meditation in the past. It's the awareness and the experience that we have of this true nature, as well as of how this true nature operates. As individualized expressions of the one, we have access to the wisdom and intelligence of the ultimate reality. It flows through us, as us, to the degree that we become aware and conscious of the impress of universal spirit. It is available through our intuition and can be intentionally cultivated, this awareness. And it takes practice. That's why we have practices, because it takes practice to cultivate that awareness and to allow our egoic fears or needs or figuring it out the way it's going to be, allowing that to fade so that direct revelation can really flow through us. One of our primary practices, some of you are really experiencing this. Those of you who are in Carol Merlot's visioning course, we do a visioning course every year. It's an extraordinary technology that consciously opens us to be receptive to the impressive universal spirit. You want to know how to do this? Take the visioning course. We do it every year. It is the practice of cultivating the field of consciousness and illuminating what wants to emerge into form without our own preconceived ideas or limitations. It's a powerful technology. It's a powerful method that really allows us to tap into this direct revelation. Another way that we practice direct revelation and this experience of our true nature is through compassion. Our true nature is ultimately connected because we recognize our true nature recognizes oneness. Our true nature and your true nature is the same true nature, and it's the same nature as nature, and it's the same nature as the infinite. Do you see? And so that allows us to begin to become more compassionate when we see other people behave poorly, because we get to go, I recognize that behavior. Why do I recognize it? Ooh, man, I remember what it was like to be that afraid, or that anxious, or that needing to control, or that, oh yeah, And if we can begin to do that with others, then we can also become more self-compassionate and recognize when our humanness has got a hold of us, right? And recognize that we are coming from our humanness as opposed to from our true nature. Compassion respects and honors the true nature of others, all life, and ourselves. It claims the same good for others that we expect for ourselves. It is the practice of joining personal responsibility with social conscience for the good of all. It's one of the reasons why this year we'll be doing a lot of consciousness-raising work. We'll be walking the labyrinth for peace, for inclusion, and for Mother Earth. We'll be doing consciousness-raising events for the political system in this year's election cycle so that we can express from our true nature and invite the true nature of the individualized expressions of each human being to actually be revealed and to really bring that compassionate, loving presence forward. And so these are ways in which we practice being spiritual beings, living in heaven and enlightenment, and recognizing the eternality and the continuity of every soul as a precious and unique expression of the one. So, yeah, compassion has some of its methods as well, a little more challenging. Forgiveness is a huge opportunity for the expression of compassion for ourselves and for others. It's the process of releasing hurts, judgments, or agreements which allows us to see the universal spirit in everyone, including ourselves, as well as sacred service, a way by actively serving others, as well as seeking to bring the CSL global vision and a world that works for everyone to reality, to co-create those things. So I know it's been a lot over these last 4 Sundays. There's a lot of information. There's a lot going on. This is why we have a massive program. We have an education program. We have all the workshops we do. We have lots of experiences in which we go deeper. And we invite you to pick a minimum of 1 or 2 every single year, because I'll tell you, those people have been around for a long time who go, oh, I think I've got it. I'm going to go about my life. Right? And then 2 years later or 3 years later, there's like, wait, I think I forgot some of it. All right? And it's that consistent practice. It's that consistent practice. If you're new to it, dive into classes. We have Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life coming up in February. We have and Universal Spiritual Principles and Practices coming up, I think, in later. You can find it on our website, and these are the basic introductory classes. We go through these principles, but we dive deeply into it, and we really talk about how can we work with them, and how do they change our lives. And so this is how, and also you get a cadre, a cohort of people. Once you start getting in these classes, if you're new to CSL Dallas and you get into these classes, you get a cohort. You start going through the classes together. And let me tell you, over a couple of years, when somebody says to you, oh my God, I see your light. I see it. I see it. It's so different than it was when we started classes before. And you're going to go, yeah, and I feel it too. There's something magical about building that community that you walk with and you fall down and you're like, oh, and I just had a hard conversation, and oh, I didn't do it right, and oh, I really messed up. And it's okay. We're here, right? You build a cohort of people that you go through these classes with. It's an extraordinary experience of building a community of spiritual support. And so this is why we have this education program. We also have a lot of classes that you can take online. We have our e-courses. For those of you especially who have taken some of the introductory courses, there's some fabulous e-courses there, some shorter things, longer things, if that's a little more convenient for your schedule. Please do check it out. It's all in service to you living this, living it, and having that continually transforming life. So final thoughts. Ooh, that's a lot of words. I don't know why I put that many words on a screen. You're not supposed to put that many words on the screen. Okay, but this is really important. We say Science of Mind is open at the top. It's really important. It's not necessarily open on the sides. So let me tell you what that means. We're not open on the sides because we have a particular map of reality and a particular way of thinking about it that we teach. It's not the only way. It's not necessarily even the best way, but it is a way that works with causal reality and our true nature. We don't teach Reiki. We don't teach energy work. We don't teach tarot cards. We don't teach crystals. We don't teach master gardening. There's a lot of things we don't teach. But they're all perfectly wonderful ancillary explorations that you are doing in your own life, that you are doing on your own. And you will find the ways to integrate it, whether it's therapy or psychology or physical health or all of these things, right? All of it it's all part of the one, right? It's all part of the one. It's all the part of the intelligence of the universe. Right? So all of these things are available, and they are all at whatever is the exploration that feels as an alignment with your unique way of taking all of this up. We are open in the top because we're constantly looking for new articulations and new understandings of psychology, science, religion, and philosophy. Because we are new language. Like now we use, I like to use consciousness instead of mind. I think that really opens something up. So we're open at the top because we're constantly seeking to expand our understanding based on our experience, not just on nice words and theories. So, final thought. The purpose of the practices is to embody our spiritual principles. We have to live it. Not too much theory, not enough practice. We want to live it, and it should make a difference in our lives. 5 years from now, our lives should feel appreciably happier, healthier, more whole, and a more open expression of who we are. This embodiment is a natural and spontaneous response to life, which is in alignment with science of mind principles. There are many methods to practice and apply spiritual principles in everyday life. Ongoing proficiency and expansion of spiritual practices nurtures the application and embodiment of our spiritual principles. Exploring additional methods to deepen our understanding and practice that are in alignment with our spiritual principles is valued and encouraged. Just because we don't teach it here doesn't mean it doesn't have value. Doesn't mean this is better or worse than the other things that we all are exploring and using in our own lives. What you can trust from CSL Dallas is that we will go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into the science of mind and consciousness. We will go deeper into our understanding of our true nature, and we will invite the co-creation of for you to really build your best life as you personally understand it. All of those other things are all encouraged, valued, welcomed. Do not believe for a moment because we don't teach it here means there's something wrong with it, or we don't like it, or you shouldn't be doing it, or there's none of that. Right, but we have learned that we're good at one thing, and what we're really, really good at is the teaching and practicing of the science of mind. And what I know from my own personal life, it saved my life. It saved my life. It taught me who I am, gave me belonging, gave me peace, and work that I've loved for so many, many, many years. And I want that for you. That's why we do what we do. I want that for you.
Thank you, Dr. Petra. If I could ask our greeters, please, to come forward. This is the time, and let's don't waste any time here. This is an opportunity where we can, as a group, dive into one of our spiritual practices, which is sacred giving. And this is the opportunity to support the center through our pledges, our tithes. Any way that we support the center is valuable. And one of the things that we know is that we are blessed in our giving as well as our receiving. And we're doing both here today because as we give, so do we receive, because it's circular, happening all within CSL Dallas. Let's start this by affirming our abundance together here on the screen. This is a time of divine fulfillment. I welcome and accept my abundant good. All doors and channels are open. I know that in this new year, all good now pours forth into CSL Dallas and our community. Our center is a magnet for good and a blessing to everyone. And so it is. Thank you so much. There's lots of ways to give. There's text giving and Venmo and PayPal, auto tithing. You've got the baskets that are coming around. Feel free to take advantage of which option works best for you. And if you do want to make a cash donation and receive a receipt for tax purposes, please write your name on a donation envelope and put it in the basket. Now, you have an opportunity to go through the Old Testament like never before with Dr. Petra. In this deep dive, you'll walk through some of the most popular passages and start to understand that Old Testament from a metaphysical interpretation. And added to the 8-week course, Dr. Petra is offering a follow-up seminar for those who are registered so you can go deeper with even more personal questions and concerns that you'd like addressed. The course starts Tuesday, February 6th, and it's from 7 to 9:30, so sign up today. Also, you can use spiritual consciousness to heal your body, especially chronic pain and conditions. In this healing experience, we focus on consciously engaging with our pain or dis-ease for insight, awareness, and growth. We explore the mind-to-body connection with deep exercises to facilitate healing and the healing process. This is offered as a love offering process. You're going to be joining Dr. Petra and Sharon McGregor. This is on Thursday, February 15th from 7 to 8:30. And it says here, for those who attended last year, you do know it was a transformative experience. So this is your opportunity to heal. Now, honor your partner with a lovely Valentine's Day ritual. This will be led by Dr. Petra and Reverend Karen, and it's a renewal of vows. These renewals are a special time to connect with your partner. It'll be followed by a champagne reception, and this is sure to be a night that you'll hold dear in your hearts. $50 a couple, and it is an in-person event only, and you must register by February 10th so we know how many are coming. This will be held on Valentine's Wednesday night, February 14th. It's from 5:30 to 7, though, so it leaves plenty of time left over for a romantic rest of the evening with your special one. All right, we wanted now to see if Katrina Hawkins would come up for a minute. Katrina, here she is from Joy Village. Please welcome Katrina to the podium.
Good morning, good morning. I just wanted to share a few things that's going on back in Joy Village that I'm super excited about. One of the things that we have going on would be once a quarter, the practitioners are coming to the back and they are having spiritual mind treatments with the kids. So I think that that is amazing because it's teaching the children, an affirmative science of mind prayer that they'll be able to use as they continue to grow and develop. And if you don't know what a spiritual mind treatment is, basically it's just an affirmative prayer affirming who you are, the truth of who you are, the oneness that we have. And so that's what we're teaching these kiddos, so that when whatever the world may say that they are, or situations or circumstances that they may experience that may be contrary to who they really are, we're teaching them the truth about that. So thank you to the practitioners that give your time and come back there and do that. That's something I wish that I had, growing up, so that now at 40 years old, I would know how to apply these principles and these practices to my own life. So thank you, practitioners, for doing that. I appreciate it. The other thing that we have that I'm excited about is that we have a couple that has decided to come and volunteer and teach in Joy Village. And one of them is actually taking over the teen department. So I'm so excited about that because he'll be teaching. It'll be twice a month, and then that kind of sets us on the path to the goal that we have of starting a Wednesday night service for the kids. So he's going to be back there. He's also teaching the science of mind principles to the kids. So super excited about that. And the topic or the series that they're going to be discussing this month is the hero's journey. And essentially what the hero's journey is it teaches the kids how they can be the hero of their own journey, their own life, and learning how to take away or pull off layers of anything negative that does not describe or speak to who they really are, so that the inner Buddha can kind of shine. So that's the lesson or the series this coming month in February. And then the last little quick announcement that I wanted to make was about our nursery department. We are currently needing just a nursery helper on the third Sunday of the month. Our primary nursery provider, which is Miss Sharon, I love her so much, she needs to kind of be relieved on the third Sunday because she is a practitioner. And so we're asking, if you love babies and you love providing just a safe and loving environment for them to be able to grow and explore, please reach out to me. I'm back in Joy Village, or you can go online to CSL Dallas. And under the youth and family, we have a volunteer registration. So if you could do that, or know someone that would love to work with the kids, please, please, please send them my way. I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Katrina. And so as a reminder, she mentioned it briefly, but across the breezeway, our practitioners are there for you today. If you'd like to participate and see the glory of their ability to do science of mind treatment, to show affirmative prayer and apply it to you and your circumstances, they're there for you today. Very happy to do that. You can also do that online via Zoom. That'll be posted in the chat box. So if you're online, stay tuned for that information. And we have amazing artwork from Victoria Eaglebear. It's located in our Artist Corner in Pankey Hall today across the breezeway. Be sure to stop in, say hello, and take a look. So thanks, everybody, for joining us today. Let's close out the celebration one more time with CSL Dallas Music Team.